Merry meet everyone, welcome back to Midnight Fantasy Creation. Today we are doing something very simple and quick, and I want to do a series of different ones of these, starting with something easy, kind of similar to how I did with the rings, but maybe in a better order, because I want to show you something nice in the simple, easy way to do it, and then get more complicated the next time I do it. Hopefully I can do some videos in a series like that. So we have I think these are called floating frames on here. I don't see anything that says floating frame, but what I'm going to do, so I got this at the Dollar Tree, and what I'm going to do is turn this into a stained glass with the transparent vinyl sticker. I printed this off my printer. I have a Pixmar, I think it's called, a Canon Pixmar. It's meant for photos, so it has 8 cartridges of ink instead of the standard 4. I think I didn't trim this well enough, and this is on transparent vinyl sticker, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna stick it to this picture frame and turn it into a stained glass window that you can hang in your window, or maybe even put some lights behind eventually, because like I said, I do want to do those light up shadow boxes. But for today, and I think I have this camera set up so it's more centered, but if it isn't, I'm so sorry. So today we're going to do this very simple stained glass window that absolutely anybody can do, minus one part, because I tested this out to make sure it was glass and the stuff comes off. I tested it out on a different piece, but I did this one to undo with you guys so you can see exactly what this would look like if you got it at the Dollar Tree. So whenever I say the dollar store, I pretty much mean the Dollar Tree, because we're just used to calling it the dollar store around here, even though everything now is $1.25 or at least $1.25. But anyway, so you need to take this piece off. It's actually meant to slide your own photo in and hang it up as a nice floating frame. And it looks like they put the brackets upside down. Lovely. And they did. This, I tried getting this off on a different picture with acetone and 99% rubbing alcohol. It did not want to come off. The only way I could get it off is by using a blade. So when I said anybody can do this, I would do this part if you happen to be a child or a minor. I would definitely have an adult do this for you to be on the safe side, because this can get dangerous. So I am going to take a blade. I just happen to have an X-Acto blade. I don't have an actual razor blade, but you can do a razor blade, and you can just use it to basically scrape this paint off or whatever it is. I have no clue what it is, but it's on there good. It doesn't feel like a vinyl sticker. There is it's slightly lifted so you can feel it, and so I know it's like something that's put on the glass, and this is glass. It's very thin, so I got to be careful to make sure I don't break this, because that would really stink. If I do break this, I'm gonna have to go get another one at the dollar store. But I am gonna fast forward this video wherever I can, because this is gonna take a while. I may actually have to do some of this off camera. I don't know how well my battery is right now, because I've been using my phone all day. I forgot to check that. As far as I can tell, I haven't really scratched the glass on either of the ones that I've done this on so far, so hopefully I don't scratch the glass on this one. Might need to soak this in a little acetone, because I don't know, it was way easier to get it off the other one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to douse a little acetone on this, and hopefully it'll make it easier to lift. So I have a rag. It's basically a dried out Clorox wipe. I'm putting some nail polish remover, Walmart Equate brand, nothing fancy. It's not even 100 proof, but I am just going to go over this and wet it. Now it'll take this sticky stuff off. And then of course, after I'm done scraping this, I'm probably going to use the 99% rubbing alcohol to clean off the glass and make sure there's nothing on here. And also try not to touch the frame, because this might actually take the paint off the frame. But right now I'm just trying to loosen up this paint. It is a pain to get off. Now when you're using a razor blade or the X-Acto knife, I did take it out of its holder because you want to leave it flush. See, that's already coming off a lot easier. And just drag it level across the glass so you remove any chance of really scratching it. I'm not saying you can't scratch it because I haven't yet, but anything can happen. And just drag it across and scrape off the paint. So the only reason why I took it out of its little handle is because I want to leave it level, and this is probably going to get in the way. Let me try it without just to see. Might have a better handle on it. Actually, that's pretty good. I was thinking this would get in the way of the blade, but the blade actually extends past the handle, so it's actually not that bad, and I can hold this a lot better. So whatever you use, as long as you can keep it flush or parallel to the glass, and you don't want to put too much pressure on this, because again, if you get this one from the dollar store or the Dollar Tree, this is very thin glass, and you can easily break it. If you want to spend a little bit more money, you can go to any hobby store that does floating frames. You'll have a perfectly framed glass piece that you can stick any kind of vinyl picture on and turn it into a stained glass window or a sun catcher. If anybody wants to deck out their windows at home and they have the patience to take the time to line up a sheet of vinyl, you can print out your own pictures and do your own stained glass window for fairly cheap. All right, this is already getting hard to move again, so I am gonna continue wetting sections of this as I go and then scraping as I need. And I am gonna fast forward this wherever I can. I'm gonna do my best to try and stay on camera today. Now, the acetone I'm using is extremely old. Pretty sure it's expired. That could be the reason why it's not doing a very good job at taking this paint off. But if any of you happen to run into the same issue, at least now with the blade, and to be honest, I asked one of my friends who likes to work on cars, who deals with the occasional decal on a window or sticker, especially when vehicle inspections, and he uses a razor blade. So by his instruction, I tried it with a razor blade, and sure enough, it's working. Not as well as I'd like it to, but better than nothing. The next stained glass window I want to do will be with resin, or sun catcher will be with resin. May even do one with the typical glass paint, but I want to try some stuff out in future videos. So I was hoping this was going to be a lot easier than this, but at least now it's clean. Let's see, do I have another rag around here? Here's some paper towel that isn't too dirty. And those of you who are new to my channel and don't realize why I like using dirty paper towels and whatnot, it is because I like recycling absolutely everything. So I don't like just using a piece of paper towel once and then throwing it out when it's perfectly good to use for other stuff. Now, I did scratch it a little bit. There's some scuffs here and there. not too bad. I'm not too worried about it through the picture. But I can see that I've missed some spots. Technically, the acetone shouldn't really hurt the glass, but you can see where the old picture was. I don't know how well you can see it on the camera, but I can see exactly where the paint was on this. I'm not too worried about the leftover residue either. I just want to take off as much of this as possible so it's not interfering with the picture. I may have to get some Windex to clean this better because it still has a residue from the acetone on it. And again, I don't want it to interfere with the picture. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got some Windex. So some nice multi-surface Windex. We are gonna see if I can get the rest of this residue off from the acetone so it's not interfering with the adhesive on the picture. Now I wanted to get, hopefully I was hoping rubbing alcohol would work better because it's going to dry faster. It just was not getting the residue off well enough for my liking. And what is that? Oh, it's on the other side. There's something on this. I don't know what it was. I don't think it came from me, especially since this can't touch my tables. So you're gonna have to clean this off because of the manufacturer. Something on it anyways. All right, that's better. So that did a good job at cleaning some of that residue off. And here comes, the next part is actually going to be a bit of a tricky part, but only because this piece of glass is in its frame. If you have a piece of glass that's not in a frame, it'd be way easier to do. But like I said, I bought these pre-made at the Dollar Tree. You can buy them at the Dollar Tree. They have, far as I can tell, 2 different sizes. So this one says it's a 4x4, but really the inside frame was a 4x4. And then they have this bigger piece. This is the one I was testing on. This one says a 4x6. Obviously you can fit a bigger picture in here that's 4x6. Now I measured this to be, what is it, 6x6 inches. So this will fit in here, and I probably could have made it a little bit bigger, to be honest. That's all right. So this is 6x6 inches, and we are just gonna peel back one corner of this vinyl sticker. Now, if you do a vinyl sticker and you want white, you're not gonna get white, you're gonna get clear. So no matter what, unless you have a printer that has white ink, which I would love one, but you're gonna peel back a nice side, whatever side you want. And then let's see, we're gonna do it this way. And make sure the piece that you have peeled back doesn't touch the glass. And you're gonna stick this exactly where you want it. Oh, it's gonna stick like that. And try not to touch that piece too much. I think that's good. And if you like where it's lying, push it down. Like I said, this is going to be hard only because the frame is in my way. Piece of the corner isn't sticking. I don't know why. Definitely want to make sure your glass is completely 100% dry, or this is not going to stay on very well. I'm going to turn it this way, and then you're going to slowly remove the back piece, and then take your, if you do tumblers and you have one of those, or vinyl like from a Cricut, and you have one of those little scraper things to remove the bubbles, you can use that. I am just going to use my hands because my scraper is with my Cricut, and my Cricut is in the office, and I am not going to go to my office to get it. I'd rather just leave it with the Cricut. Because with my luck, I would take it out of the office and then forget to put it back, and then I wouldn't have a scraper for my Cricut. So you can use your hands and try to get the bubbles out before they become an issue, like that. And just push it out as best you can. this is what the scraper would be good at doing. It's pushing out any air pockets. I don't want to ruin the picture, but it doesn't look like I'm scratching it too much, so I am going to be using some nails. There we go. I probably should have moved that over a little bit. Oh well. And there we have it. Now, as for these bubbled areas, if you can't push them out, take a sharp pin, a knife, poke the vinyl a little bit, just kind of get a hole in there to let the air come out, and then smush it down. At least that's worked for me in the past. I've never used this particular vinyl before. And of course, like usual, everything's giving me a hard time. There we go. If you happen to get dirt or dust or debris under this, it will bubble. And you can poke all the holes you want, but it's not going to get rid of it. So gotta be careful with that. You're going to be stubborn, aren't you? You can look at this at an angle and see if you can see any bubbles, which I do have a few. I'm gonna need to work out. Like I said, I've never used this vinyl before. It does take the ink very well, and I got it on Amazon. I will definitely link that in the descriptions below. It's a very generic version, transparent vinyl. I can't even remember the name of the company. You get it in a little plastic baggie. It doesn't even really have a company name on it, but let's see what this side looks like. I don't know why that's not sticking, but you can see it. So maybe it might, So you can take a scraper piece. I kind of wish I had one now. And smooth. See, that's why I didn't want to use that out. It's a little bit better. My only problem with the vinyl is you see all the lines or striations from when you were pushing it onto the glass. If you can smooth that out with a scraper, that would be absolutely ideal. Whether or not it goes away with time, I think depends solely on the vinyl that is being used and the type of surface it's being put on. I could be wrong. I don't know much about vinyl stickers, but that is what a nice, easy stained glass or sun catcher you can obviously do with the kids. Just make sure you scrape the black off beforehand, and you can use your favorite picture. So I said I printed this off my printer. I also got the picture from Creative Fabrica, and they're really reasonably priced. You pay one, you find a photo you like or a bundle you like, you pay one price, and you can use it as many times as you want. You can download it as many times as you want, and you can put it on pretty much whatever you want. I think certain ones do have limitations on them. You can read their descriptions in each person's profile or picture file, and they'll tell you what you can and can't do with the pictures. I do have one that you can do cards, like playing cards, and they don't want you using their name. They basically want you to be like, you're the author, you put your name on it, don't use our name, and all that other stuff. Others aren't very vocal about it, but they do tell you you can put them on certain things. So that is that. So I'm gonna get some final photos. I'm gonna try and smooth this out a little bit better and see if I can get rid of some of that. And then I'm gonna have this up in a window so you guys can see what this looks like with hopefully light coming through it. But like I said, this was a nice, simple stained glass window. You can do with your kids. You can do for yourself. They make really good gifts for people who like this kind of stained glass stuff. You can, if you go on Creative Fabrica, tons of pictures to choose from. It doesn't have to be a stained glass picture. Like this one is the Tree of Life stained glass photo. I thought that would be really pretty, and I really do like it. You can do anything from cars to fantasy stuff like we do here at Midnight Fantasy Creation. You can do trees, landscapes. They had some gorgeous waterfall ones, all sorts of stuff. So the sky's the limit. If you have friends that like stained glass or sun catchers. This is quick and easy. Makes a nice gift. All right, so the next video I do with one of these is, like I said, it's going to be resin, and we're probably going to use strictly resin to do the dark lines and whatnot, and then we're going to color it in. And I do want to test out some stuff with it on video to see. I feel like this picture is crooked. To test some stuff out. So I will see you guys in the next video. Blessed be. Bye.